Thank you once again for tuning in and sharing your ears with me and hopefully your heart. Today's topic is called Stand and Move. The other option I offer to you today is for you to sit and stew. Now, those two parts of the spectrum became a revelation and sort of an epiphany for me today. And probably only for me today, so bear with me and hopefully you can enjoy the balance of these 500 seconds. I've heard this before, but obviously I didn't take heed or even implement these words into action. Quote, "You practice as you play," unquote. That's pretty simple in the guidance and the words itself, not a long drawn out explanation or direction. You practice as you play. Unless laziness and lethargy and empty hope and prayer and wish take preference and precedence in my actions or lack thereof. I say empty if I say something but I have no follow through or follow up or direction on that message and purpose and action, then it's empty. And for me, it's a personal and recurring example. I aspire to earn, for example, the description as a musician, as a trumpeter. For about 10 years now, I'm still committed to presenting my best on that instrument and with my bandmates on the bandstand. So I don't have everyday access to other musicians, but that's where practice comes into play. So for the most of these past 10 years, I've kept practicing the wrong way with the wrong direction and zero patience for the trumpet journey. I wanted to play out the box like Chet and Miles, Chris Bodie from day one. However, starting off sprinting without rhythm, without structure, without any knowledge on music theory or basics or any musical previous experience, I thought I could go straight into playing the Miles Davis solo on So What. Not very practical or even possible with that kind of a setup or grip on musical reality for me. Certainly out there are music prodigies that can just pick up an instrument and burn and shred. I don't even have anything near that skill set. I have a lot of optimism, but also a lot of impatience. That is not a great combination for success. As I related my plight to a dear friend of mine, I was complaining about my preparation for the latest jam jazz session last night, and that my confidence was eroding, and also it just evaporated on the bandstand, even though I felt prepared to play the tune I had practiced for weeks before. She reminded me to find that rhythm, that feel, that pace, that courage or vanity to draw from and then put it into the music. To me, that's easier said than done, and I still didn't get what she was saying to me. And I heard it before. But somehow, maybe because as I'm getting older and the things I'm forgetting are dropping off of the ledger in my memory banks, and there's more room for new old stuff to stick. Now it's sunk in. Stand and move. It's a lot easier to move forward, to make forward progress from that structure or that position of your body, of your heart, of your soul, as opposed to sitting and stewing, hoping and praying without movement. Remember that practice as you play thing, as you work or as you perform your tasks in the real scenario. Remember I was saying that earlier? Well, I had fallen into really, really bad habits and poor approaches to something that I love, playing jazz music and my trumpet. On the bandstand with fellow and experienced and focused players, particularly with a trumpet, you gotta stand unless you have a physical restriction. The trumpet, the brass section is usually up front. But particularly with a trumpet, you can't hide in the back of the bandstand. But before I got to that jam session, I had religiously and lazily practiced sitting down at home, in the car, or on a bench to practice what I would have to present standing up on the band stage. That became a glaring disconnect to my intention and my preparation and execution. A revelation, yes, for me, and late in the process of this journey to produce good sound on my trumpet. You might say, duh, that's pretty obvious, Ming. Probably, and yeah, I should have picked up on that earlier in the journey. I should have recognized that a long time ago. And maybe the proper student has arrived now, ready for the course and lesson and instruction. Maybe me now, as a professed student of the trumpet, now I'm ready for the instruction. I will provide you with an update on this compass change from sitting and stewing to standing and moving next week. I'm playing the Autumn in New York song made famous by Miss Billie Holiday. I already know it's going to be great. It will sound great because I'm going to prepare and practice properly. But I guess the moral to the statement, practice as you play or work, can simplify the dilemma in front of you and in whatever you do. I ask you only to stand and move, to stay present and current in your appreciation for these words of 820. I must also do that for myself and to stay consistent in how I prepare and how I execute. So, stand fast, as we say in the Army. I don't think we ever advocated sitting on your ass for your best. Stand fast. And also, thank you for kicking me in mind to stand and move with you today. As always, stay present, stay current. I love you, and it's always 820.